What I'm working on today is solving a noise issue with my 2008 Honda Ridgeline. The differential, that's that silver casing over there, that is making a howling slash screeching noise when I'm initiating a turn. Sometimes this happens at different points, but it's always in a turn. And apparently this is actually a pretty chronic thing with Hondas, especially with Hondas with four-wheel drive. So you get it with Honda Pilots, Honda CRVs, Honda Ridgelines. Basically all you have to do is change the differential fluid. It's a very specific differential fluid, and I got it here. It's about 30 bucks on Amazon. Don't put anything else in. Something else you're gonna need is a pump. So these are pretty cheap. This is like $11, also on Amazon. The reason you need that is because you have to pump the fluid up into the top of the differential. There's no other way to do it unless you drop the differential. We're not going to do that. So if you don't know what a differential is, I'm going to put a link in the description to a great classic old video that explains the whole thing. Basically, it allows the back two wheels to turn, to rotate at a different rate of speed, because when you're making a turn to the left or right, the inside wheels are going to turn a little bit slower than the outside wheels. The differential is a piece of engineering magic that allows that to happen without the tires starting to skip. Anyway, check that video out. The differential has a series of gears on the inside, and they have to be lubricated. When the lubricant gets dirty or old, the whole thing starts to squeal. You'll notice this when you hear the squealing and it sounds like it's coming from the middle or the back of the vehicle. So the tools you need to get the fluid out are a basic ratchet handle, an extension, and a cheater bar. Cheater bar is basically, you can buy an actual cheater bar or you can get a piece of pipe that goes on the end of the ratchet handle. It gives you a little bit more leverage, because these things are usually torqued in there pretty tight or rusted in. You should also have a bucket to catch the fluid when it comes out. Now the trick here is to make sure you take the fill cap out first. That's the one that's on top, right in there. The reason you want to do this is if you have trouble closing it back up, at least you'll have fluid in the differential, so you haven't drained it yet. Alright, so let's try to get this in there. See how hard it is to get open. All right, I got it. That was a tough one. If you noticed, a little trick about getting rusted bolts off is to tap them a little bit first with the hammer, just gently around the edges, and that should help loosen up some of the rust that's within the threads. All right, here she comes. Shouldn't be any fluid coming out of the top unless it was really overfilled, which in case it was, put the bucket under here just in case. Alright, no, it's good. Alright, now let's try to get this drain out. There we go. She was in there pretty tight. Alright, I'm gonna get this bucket ready. Should start squirting out pretty good. And I take this off. All right, so she's draining. Now, just like if you're doing a transmission fluid flush, you're gonna find the drain plug has a magnet on it. That's that dark part right here. That's a big magnet. And the purpose of that is to collect any metal shavings that come off the gears inside there. Good way to test the health of your transmission or differential here is to see if there's a lot of metal shaving on it. This looks actually extremely clean. There's almost no metal shavings. So that is a good indicator that our differential is pretty healthy. Alright, so now that it has pretty much stopped draining, put the plug back in there. Make sure I thread it right. Close back up. I don't have the exact torque specs in front of me, but I'll hand tighten it and torque it down later. So you should check out the torque specs. From my research, I've seen that what you have to do is keep the truck level, make sure the truck is level, and pump until it reaches the top fill hole. That's all you got to do, is reach that top fill hole. Once it starts coming out of there, then just close it up. It should be good to go. So this is the pump that I'm using. It's pretty simple. Basically, this part goes down into the bottle, just down in here, and the hose you can feed up into the fill hole. Let's do it. So this one comes with this nice little forked spigot that's going to hold itself into the fill hole. There we go. Just starting to drip out. All right, so that's about it. Let's go check our results. Just so you can understand why it's making noise, why it has to be changed, that is the color of the fluid, brand new, coming out of the bottle. That's what it should look like, nice and clear and red, and you can see through it. This is what came out of the truck. So it's full of pollutants and it's lost some of its lubricating qualities, so that is why it is screeching. All right, first turn. No noise there. Normally this turn would get me. Accelerating into a sharp turn. Nothing there. Perfect. Sharp turn, no noise. That's a win. All right, catch you next time.